It's here that Nick finally says what most of the audience, well, at least I have been thinking all along. He finally tells her, "You know, you never cared what I did when it helped you." Then he brings up the fact that he killed those two guardians to protect her, Luke, and Moira. He says, "Those men were just doing their jobs. One of them was 19 years old." He is still at odds with himself over what he did to the Guardians, especially because, like he said, they were just doing their jobs. And I think he is just really having trouble with his morals and where he lands at this point. And it's in this moment that we kind of realize we've never officially known what side Nick is on. Is he with Mayday? Is he with Gilead? Because up until now, we've only ever seen him on June's side. And here, he clearly tells her that she tends to forget he's a commander in Gilead unless it benefits her. When she pushes back, saying she never pretended not to know what he was, Nick responds in disagreement to June by telling her she never faced it and now she has to. As a Nick and June fan, I've always seen him as someone caught between two worlds, playing both sides. I thought I had a clear sense of who he was, but in this moment when he tells her she never faced who he really is, I realized that I never did either, not fully at least. And after seeing and reading some cast and writer interviews, this was clearly intentional. I remember reading an interview with The Hollywood Reporter where one of the writers was saying, "We as viewers are basically blind to Nick's wrongdoing, and they haven't really shown us this part of Nick. So it's easy for us as viewers to forget all the bad he has done to get to where he is now." In this interview, I also saw a portion with Elizabeth Moss where she seemingly alluded to the fact that June can't go back or unsee Nick's true colors now, so I don't know how hopeful I am for a Nick and June reunion in the future, but we will see. I really hope they give us one though. June and Nick are just so interesting because they're not clear-cut heroes or villains, they're complicated people trying to survive in a messed up world. Both have done things that aren't completely right or wrong, often because they have no other choice. Living under Gilead's control has messed with their sense of right and wrong, and they've both had to make tough calls just to stay alive. What makes them feel real is how they adapt. They play the game, using their relationships and sometimes going against their own values to get by. That is why it feels a bit unfair when June gets mad at Nick for doing what he needs to do to survive. She's made some pretty extreme choices herself. Their relationship shows how hard it is to stay loyal to someone when you're both just trying to make it through a brutal system. The conversation ends with June accusing Nick of giving up the women at Jezebel's to save himself. Nick doesn't deny it. Instead, he